The alien queen's declaration captain Lisa Monroe stood in the grand hall of the Zephyrian Palace, her heart beating fast as hundreds of alien eyes watched her every move. The tall, beautiful Queen Vela sat on her crystal throne, her silver skin glowing under the strange purple lights. Her long black hair flowed like water down her shoulders, and her large violet eyes seemed to see right through Lisa's soul. The human diplomatic team had come to planet Zephyr Prime to sign a peace treaty after months of war. Lisa never expected to be standing here alone, facing the most powerful alien ruler in this part of the galaxy. Her team waited nervously behind the massive doors while she represented all of humanity in this crucial moment. Queen Vela rose from her throne, her elegant form moving like liquid silk. She was nearly 7 feet tall, with graceful limbs and features that were both alien and strangely beautiful. The Queen's advisors, tall, blue-skinned beings with 4 arms, whispered among themselves in their musical language. Lisa had studied Zephyrian culture for years, but nothing prepared her for this moment. The Queen walked down the steps slowly, her bare feet making no sound on the polished stone floor. Her dress seemed to be made of starlight itself, shifting and shimmering with each movement. The human captain tried to stay calm, remembering her training. She was here to prevent another war, to save millions of lives on both sides. The Zephyrians were powerful, with technology that could destroy entire star systems, but they were also proud and honorable, respecting strength and courage above all else. Queen Vela stopped just 3 feet away from Lisa, close enough that the human could smell the sweet, floral scent that seemed to surround all Zephyrians. The Queen's violet eyes studied Lisa's face with intense curiosity. The hall was completely silent. Even the whispered conversations of the advisors had stopped. Lisa could hear her own heartbeat echoing in her ears. Queen Vela had been studying human culture too, learning about their wars, their art, their strange customs of love and marriage. She found humans fascinating, so different from her own people. Where Zephyrians were logical and controlled, humans were passionate and unpredictable. Where her people lived for thousands of years, humans burned bright and fast like shooting stars. Lisa felt sweat on her palms despite the cool air in the hall. She had faced enemy warships and deadly space storms, but nothing made her as nervous as this alien queen's intense stare. There was something in those violet eyes that seemed almost hungry, almost longing. The queen's advisors grew restless. They had expected a formal ceremony, the signing of documents, perhaps a brief exchange of gifts. Instead, their queen seemed frozen, staring at this small human female with an expression they had never seen before. Lisa finally found her voice and spoke the formal words she had memorized in the Zephyrian language. Her accent was terrible, but she managed to say the traditional greeting of respect. Queen Vela's lips curved in what might have been a smile. The Queen began to speak in perfect English, her voice like music. She talked about the war, about the losses on both sides, about the hope for peace. But her eyes never left Lisa's face, and there was something else in her words, something deeper than politics and treaties. As the Queen spoke, Lisa began to understand. This was not just about ending a war. Queen Vela was lonely, isolated by her power and her immortal lifespan. She had ruled for over 2,000 years, watching advisors and friends grow old and die while she remained unchanged. The humans, with their brief, passionate lives, fascinated her in a way her own people never could. Lisa felt a strange connection forming between them. Despite their different species, despite the war between their peoples, there was something almost electric in the air. The Queen's words became more personal, more intimate, as she spoke about the burden of command and the weight of endless responsibility. The human captain found herself responding not as a diplomat, but as one person to another. She talked about her own loneliness in command, about the friends she had lost in the war, about the difficult choices that kept her awake at night. Queen Vela listened with an intensity that was almost frightening. The hall remained perfectly silent as the two leaders spoke. Lisa's team would later say they had never seen anything like it. The way the alien queen seemed to come alive in Lisa's presence. The way her cold, regal mask slipped away to reveal something warm and vulnerable underneath. As their conversation deepened, Queen Vela moved even closer. Lisa could see flecks of silver in those violet eyes, could see the way the queen's breathing had quickened. There was something building between them, something that had nothing to do with politics or war. The Queen's advisors exchanged worried glances. Their ruler was acting in a way they had never seen before, showing emotions that Zephyrian royalty were trained to hide. Some began to whisper that the human was using some kind of mind control, but others could see the truth. Their queen was falling for this strange, brave little human. Lisa felt it too, this impossible attraction. Queen Vela was beautiful, yes, but more than that, she was intelligent and strong and surprisingly gentle. When she laughed at one of Lisa's jokes, the sound was like silver bells, and Lisa felt her heart skip a beat. The moment stretched on, filled with unspoken possibilities. Lisa knew she was walking a dangerous line. Any wrong move could restart the war, could doom both their species. But she also knew that this connection with Queen Vela was real and powerful, and unlike anything she had ever experienced. Queen Vela reached out slowly, her long fingers touching Lisa's hand. The contact sent electricity through both of them, and Lisa heard several gasps from the watching aliens. Physical contact between royalty and aliens was forbidden in Zephyrian culture, but the Queen seemed beyond caring about rules. Lisa looked into those incredible violet eyes and saw her own longing reflected there. The Queen's lips parted as if she wanted to speak, and Lisa leaned forward slightly, caught up in the moment despite the hundreds of watching eyes. Then Queen Vela whispered the words that would change everything, her voice barely audible but carrying clearly in the silent hall. "If only you were my husband, human." The hall went completely silent. The words hung in the air like a physical thing. Lisa felt the blood drain from her face as she realized what had just happened. The Queen had not just expressed personal feelings, she had made a political statement that could reshape the entire galaxy. In Zephyrian culture, the Queen's choice of mate determined the future of the Empire. By expressing this wish, Queen Vela had essentially offered to make humanity equal partners in ruling half the known galaxy. It was unprecedented, revolutionary, and completely impossible. But as Lisa looked into those beautiful, hopeful violet eyes, she found herself wishing it were not impossible at all.